Warning, this video might not be for you if you take life way too seriously.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen and ladies, however you identify. Today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to do a junkyard driver review on a 73 Datsun pickup. Today's going to be a little different. We're actually going to do a little bit more to it. It belongs to this gentleman behind me. His name is Mick. First of all, above all, and this is a serious thing, I'd like to give him a world of thanks. He is a retired FHP officer. But today we're going to wash it, and we're actually going to buff it out and show you what you can do with an older vehicle with some clapped out paint. So, set it up. I'm going to not do a bunch of pressure washing videos because let's be real, nobody wants to see all of this soaked in water. Let's be real.
260 for my shirt, 260 for my shirt, so sexy it hurts.
Alright, so clearly been pressure washing it and washing it. Little did I know I was going to have to wash the hood about 19 times because hopefully that shows. Oh yeah, it definitely shows up. It's not dry, but even then, like, washed, not washed. Washed, not washed. This ought to be pretty exciting.
So should I start washing my bits?
Who does that? I mean, do you guys wash your vehicles? I mean, I don't. I'd take mine through a car wash. I'm a lazy bastard, and I'm out here freaking trying to make that look decent. So yeah, should be pretty cool. That's just gonna. I'm gonna edit the sound out of it.
That's a whole different smell though.
Yes, it is.
Neighbor grind.
Ooh, neighbor grind. We're probably gonna.
You get way over here.
All right. Yeah.
Dude, that is fucking insane, man.
Yeah, that's a bit more red than I was expecting.
You gonna go? I thought it was gonna be in pink when I was washing it.
That's ridiculous.
That's like as red as the Yaris was.
I'm not gonna be able to drive around now. I'm gonna have to just put it on a trailer and drive around. It's gonna be a trailer queen.
Too bad you don't have a truck to pull the trailer. Oh.
My wife's excursion.
Oh, okay.
I
The
like to borrow your trailer, though.
Can I borrow your truck?
Hot rod diesel truck.
So before this gets too shiny, kind of give you a little before or after and before, and then we got Mick over here doing some prime body work. If you would show him your trick for getting those little these little rust spots off right here. It's be careful. This is this highly trained person right here, if you want to call him a person.
You gotta hold up 1.5 inches on the tip of the screwdriver. Horizontal. Go with the grain of the paint.
The grain of the paint is the trick, though.
That's how you remove rust spots. And then after you buff it, you don't even see it. See the technique?
You can't get any better training than that, right there.
Like when you were 3 years old learning how to write. You held the pencil this way, not this way. This way. Boom. Ready,
Flawless.
ready for buffing.
In mint.
Okay, so at this point, you're probably wondering what happened to the rest of the footage. Well, guess what? You're not the only one. Either I didn't push the button, the GoPro didn't work, or I got distracted. So, not quite sure what happened, but this is obviously when the truck is being backed out. It has also had a foam solid pad with a different compound, which I will put a photo up so you can see it. Done to the truck, that's why it is even more deep shade of red.
Alright, so as you can see, I'm covered in pinkness thanks to a certain 73 Datsun pickup truck that we're now going to go through. I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory, because backstories are always kind of cool. Once again, the gentleman who owns it, his name is Mick. He was an FHP officer. He did retire. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to him for all of his services, because once again, I know he didn't make no damn money, and I don't know what the hell's wrong with that man, but he decided to do it for how many years?
26.
26 years. He's the one who owns this pickup truck. I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about it. Hopefully you can hear him. We would normally be in front of the truck, but however, we're in an industrial park. His balls are in his wife's purse, so he has a trouble speaking. But without further ado, this is Mick.
All right, the backstory on this truck is I had a 260Z, and I decided I wanted another Datsun. So I found this pickup truck on Facebook up in Georgia. One owner, blah, blah, blah. I go up and I look at it. Super clean truck. Usually these old Datsuns, if you breathe on them wrong, they rust. But this one here is pretty solid. So I bring it home. It was complete, got it running, but the old engine, it was pretty tired. And I put a Weber carburetor on it, made it run a little bit better, but just super low in compression. Didn't have any power. So my dad decided he wanted it because he had a 3-cylinder turbo diesel, Kubota. So he got it, put it all in. He got a Isuzu 5-speed that he put behind it. He got it running real good. And he only run it for, 2 or 3 months. And the transmission went out in it. So he parked it. And I forget what else he got. But it sat at least 2 years.
The reason the cowl's not on in the video is he took it off because there was a bunch of trash underneath it, and they usually rot there, so he's working on getting the trash out of it. That's why it's not in the video.
But even with the stock motor, it was only getting 15 miles a gallon. So retirement equals half pay. So half pay of a little pay is not a lot of pay. So I decided it's time to get another vehicle that I can make into a diesel and make it run cheaper. So I got a 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated Kubota diesel out of an old Hustler lawnmower. And I was going to fit it up to a Ford Ranger 5-speed. I did all the machine work on the flywheel to make the pressure plate fit on it, got that all done. And next I was going to make the adapter plate. Well, long story short, run into a fella, told him what I was doing, and he said, hey, I've got an Isuzu 4-cylinder with 5-speed that I took out of an 81 Chevy Love. I wound up getting it off of him, and so I put that in this truck. And it probably took me 2 weeks, got all the bugs worked out of it, and I'm getting 34 miles a gallon out of it, and it runs freaking good. It runs real good.
So a couple things which I'm sure you're aware of. The older diesels, they're not as picky as to what they can run on. Have you tried or thought about doing the vegetable oil trick?
Well, the first diesel conversion I did, this was probably 15 years ago. I put a 16 horsepower Mitsubishi diesel out of a Toro Groundmaster into a Geo Metro. And that thing works good. Now, don't pull in front of somebody. You get run over. But it topped out. It was governed. But it would do 58 miles an hour. And my wife drove that thing back and forth to work here for 2 years. what I used for fuel was, it only had an 8-gallon tank. I put 6 gallons of used motor oil in that I filtered and 2 gallons of diesel. Now that motor would run on pure motor oil, but I burned up 2 fuel pumps because the oil was too thick, it would burn the fuel pump up.
Yep.
So I put 2 gallons of diesel in it just to thin it, and it loved it. And it got 42 miles at a gallon.
Ooh.
She ran that thing for 2 years. I don't know how many hours was on it in that lawnmower. I have no idea. But it started getting low on compression. It wouldn't cold start. You'd have to tie a rope to it, give her a pull in 7th gear, and it'd fire off.
The paint on this truck is very thin. Like, this truck was very, very dull. Now it's, well, you can see yourself in it. You can probably even see the camera if I hold it over it. Yep, you sure as crap can. He just got the topper on it. He does have plans on painting it. Same with the wheels. The wheels are kind of meh, but there's plans in the works to make it look all correct. I still stand beside, like, this corner must have been in like the nose of something like that, because
Well, you had it parked underneath the lean-to, and this was probably the side up underneath the building.
that would make sense. I mean, as you can see, like, this paint is really, really, really nice. And then you kind of come back to here. Now, his dad at one point attempted to wash the truck with stuff called Osvo. Yeah, if you guys don't know that stuff, the stuff can be very evil. And it permanently burned the paint, unfortunately. However, it does give it a nice, gives it a nice, very cool look. He has no intentions of ever painting this truck. This is how he's going to drive it, which I super approve of.
And it's garage kept. It doesn't get rained on. It's garage kept.
Yep.
But even like floorboards, rockers, everything's solid.
Like I said, if you guys, anybody who knows anything about these Datsuns, they usually rot. The tape's there because he had the tunnel was cut. He's building a piece for it. Calm down. Don't give him a bunch of crap for it. Well, second thought, yeah, give him a bunch of crap for it.
One crack on the dash. That's
Yeah.
it. One crack.
Yep, it literally has one crack. This is super nice. Really just nice, old school. It's even still got a headliner in it.
Yep.
Have you tried cleaning it?
I haven't touched it yet.
Well, we're gonna go for a short ride, and then we're gonna play cleanup, and I'm gonna go sit in the air conditioning afterwards, because the only AC this truck has is 2 by 45-ish miles per hour.
The seats are out of a Chrysler Pacifica. You got the
Pacifica
second,
seats.
the second row.
Oh, does it actually? Oh, it does have seatbelts.
You know me. Ex-pig means seatbelts.
It does. What in the hell? Oh, okay.
This is old school stuff.
Yeah, like, how in the f does that work, Mick?
Pick up your stand. There you go. Yeah, you're bigger than my wife, so you may have to.
God, I hope so.
You may have to readjust.
Jesus. For those of you guys just wondering what was going on, that's a seatbelt.
She's a racer. That's a racing seatbelt.
It's a racing seatbelt. Well, I bet you're glad you're not any taller than you are.
Yeah. Seat's gonna be like this too, but it's not even bolted down yet. It's just sitting in there.
Hey, that is seriously not bolted down. You weren't kidding.
No, it's not bolted down. She's totally adjustable.
Well. Babe, just remember, if I didn't make it back from this, it's Mick's fault. Gauges actually work. Those. And it's got tons of oil pressure, doesn't it? So rumor has it that still works. Imagine that, in today's age, finding an AM radio station. I don't know how close I'd get to that truck.
Barbecue grill gonna come out on us.
Swear to God, Mick, if that thing lands on this truck after I just spent 3.5 hours buffing it.
Yeah, I hate this intersection.
So do I. I hate coming out of this intersection. Lewis usually pops, does it right. Does this thing actually have like, not all joking aside, like 50 horse, something like that?
58 horsepower.
And all the torque. Well, nobody will really understand this. He's just saying I love you.
All the HPs.
All the HPs. This is, once again, like, all joking aside, he does this as a hobby. He's not a professional about it. So before any of y'all start dogging him for anything under the hood of this, stop it.
Before I leave, we need to tighten up my belt. She's a little bit on the loose. Number 12.
I mean, what do y'all think? Is this loose? I mean, let's let them decide. You know, minor details. So yeah, Isuzu.
Anybody asked? Clutch cable. This was hydraulic clutch.
Yep.
Now it's manual clutch.
Super cool little pickup. Super straight little pickup. And it's like I said, it's just got a little bit of rot. Nothing bad. Like there, and I think the other side. Yep, the driver's side door is obviously the worst out of all. And it's not even that bad, other than the little fuzzies from the buffing wheel. But yeah. That's really the only rust on this whole truck, is that spot, which is super impressive out of a 73 Datsun. These things are usually pretty rough. So I'd like to personally thank Mick for bringing his truck up here. Obviously, I did buff his truck for him, and thanks for letting me use his truck in a video, because he didn't have to. He has another truck that I'm going to ask him to let me do a video on as well.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Well guys, that's where I'm going to cut this out. I'm gonna get out of the sun, and I got some cleanup to do, so you can only imagine. Guys, I appreciate everything you guys do. Like, comment, subscribe, please consider subscribing. The more subscribers I get, the more I get to do this kind of stuff. If you guys enjoy it, leave a comment. If you don't enjoy it, leave a comment. If you like this truck, leave a comment. No, it's not for sale, at least not that I know of. Nope, not for sale, so don't ask me.
Not for a while.
Nah, he's gonna keep this one for a bit. It's like, I have a feeling it's gonna end up being like a kind of a family thing. So guys, I appreciate it. Biggest thing I can say anymore is life is way too short. Enjoy it, do something with it. Try to not focus on the bad things. Take care, guys.